Yep.
It has begun.
Safe to assume it's just going to be you three then? That's okay. Alright. Welcome to Jerry's first attempt at GMing Shadowrun. There's no way this could go wrong. Alright. Now I've got first GM jitters. Oh no.
Don't underestimate us. We will find a way to ruin everything.
That's okay. Alrighty. The year is 2083.
Wait, that's the year we're in?
I'm just picking a year at random.
I'm pretty sure we're at like
2070s.
It's a
I think we're at
one-off.
like 2076.
This is
Yeah, this is a character that's existent in a period of time before that.
yeah.
We're all very old now. Turns out we're all just one day from retirement.
I don't actually know what year it is that you guys are. Like, as far as I know, we don't have a canon continuity, so I just picked a year. But, okay. The year is 2076.
2076.
Alright, the year is 2076.
It might be 77 by this point. It's not really relevant.
It's 20XX. Bam.
If man is still alive in the year.
It is a year that you were alive and wandering these fine streets of Seattle. And you find yourself, amongst others, in a bar both familiar and unfamiliar, as there are many of them. Brought together by a rather desperate call brought on by a rather desperate man. The place? A novel little dive called Electrotica. Part strip club, part dive, part corporate office, surprisingly enough. And of course, safe from the prying eyes of God, the corporations, and in some small measure, the government. Before you sits a man, chubby, in a sweat-stained, cheap suit, short, tufty blonde hair, in a very, very poor comb-over. Glancing around nervously, and definitely a few drinks in. Hello. I would be the Mr. Johnson that contacted you earlier this week about the job, yes?
Mm-hmm.
He stutters cautiously, almost worriedly that you may not be the people he's looking for. How do you respond?
Yes. That would be.
I'm having cutting in and out. Is anyone else having a hard time hearing Sophie?
Yeah, Sophie, you're cutting in and out on us a little bit.
Fuck!
Oh, I heard that.
Heard that.
I mean, I'm not, like... Yeah, you know?
I know.
Yeah. Everything all right there, Sophie?
Yeah.
Okay. So the man glances around nervously. He doesn't seem to be sure who or what he's looking for, so perhaps an introduction and description for he and the audience would be in order.
Oh, me first?
Whoever wants to go first. Or I could flip a coin.
I'll go first. Mew is about 6 foot tall. She has one cyber arm, her right arm. She's she's dressed casually. She's got on like a leather jacket and jeans and a t-shirt. Nothing too fancy. She's got she's got like dark hair tied up. And yeah, I think that's her.
Do you introduce yourself?
Oh yes. My name is Miu Nakamura.
The man smiles at you a little nervously. He says, "It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Nakamura." And it's almost as if he's mentally checking something off in his head. As in, yes, this is in fact the person that I was meaning to talk to. Good job. Good job, me. Gio, why don't you go next?
Pardon?
The man is looking for... We're doing it... the man will look at you nervously and go, and you are?
Sorry, 1 second. Okay, I almost hacked up a hairball like a cat right there.
That's not good. You okay?
No. Yeah, the smoke in the air is awful here.
I understand that pain.
Yeah, so you see this... She's not super well appointed right now, but you can tell that she has a certain... She looks very severe. She's almost exactly 2 meters tall, like disturbingly gaunt female elf with black hair and an undercut, and everything about her casual clothing screams severe. Like, she looks like the sort of administrator who would deny you, like, food stamps. And she says, "My name is Lilith." Or at least that's what people know me as.
The man, obviously slightly intimidated by the fact that you probably look like his boss, goes, "It's nice to meet you. Yes, that's very good. Yes,
The pleasure is mine.
And once again, you can almost see him check off in his head. It's like, okay, 2 for 2. Nice. Not screwing this up. Take that. As he kind of loses himself for a moment before snapping back and turning towards the third member of our group. And you would be then Woodwind, right?
Right. Woodwind is a below average build human. He has a confident appearance and is wearing the, by this point, standard Berwick suit and coat. He offers his hand to the man.
The man takes his hand, and something you notice is that it is extremely sweaty and somewhat gross.
Smiles. Gavin Bryson, owner of Sensible Nonsensicals, greatest talismonger in the city. Hands him a business card.
The man smiles, nods, and goes, "Yes, that's good. Yes, excellent." He'll very surreptitiously, like, kind of put the card on the table and summarily forget about it. At which point he'll go, I understand that this is very unusual for you three, that this is not probably outside of what you consider normal hiring procedures for a member of an specialized work category group. Yes, but I apologize if this is any inconvenience. He stutters, very clearly outside of his element, very nervous.
There's no such thing as normal in this line of work.
Yes, I'm I'm noticing that. He says, very unscrupulously eyeing up an orc nearby who is definitely more cyber-aware than person. Yes.
At the idea of normal, Lilith kind of rolls her eyes knowingly.
Yes. But yes, I understand that this is a bit unusual, so I think it might be best to get to the chase. Yes, and then I can leave. So I represent a group of people who are somewhat afflicted right now by a small but pressing issue that the what's a delicate way to put this? He's going to kind of dance around the issue a bit. He's definitely trying to find his words. So it's clear that whatever this is thing of an awkward request for him. But do you want to take a shot at anything? Negotiate, con, perception. Nope. Okay.
Pardon me. I was gonna. One second. I'm trying to remember all this character's skill set and such.
While you remember that, I'll throw out judge intentions.
Okay. What you see, what you judge is that this man is actually extremely nervous because he you get the impression that you are his last resort. The reason he's stuttering is because he was originally supposed to take care of whatever this issue was, and he botched it, and now he's scrambling to cover his ass. At least that's what you can tell from the nervous stuttering and the fact that he can't seem to meet your eye whatsoever.
Lilith is going to look just dead at him and say, I'm not one accustomed to insincerity from clients before a meeting, so why don't you just tell us what this is about in a succinct way so we can decide whether or not this is of mutual benefit?
Yes, he's sort of going to choke up and look at you and basically start sweating bullets and say, yes, I understand that sincerity is very, very important in this line of work. Essentially, how familiar are you with the Seattle neighborhood of Tinkertown or Twinkletown? Sorry. Does anybody have any Seattle area knowledge?
Apparently.
Is there a lot of sex work going on there?
No. What you know about
Then I don't know about it.
Woodwind actually probably would be familiar with it because he is in fact an alchemist.
Yep.
That would make sense. Twinkletown is essentially a magical ghetto. It's got a high concentration of awakened people who live there, but it's essentially borderline like it because of the nature of magic. Like a lot of the electrical infrastructure, matrix infrastructure has been mostly torn out, mostly by the people who live there, since magic and technology don't really mix well. As such, the city tends to kind of ignore that part of town whenever they have a problem, unless it spills out into places that, actually do pay taxes. So the gentleman will kind of dab at his head with a napkin and say, "Yes, Twinkletown. You are familiar," and I presume Woodwind would nod at him.
Yeah. And he would say that.
Well, what you need to understand about Twinkletown is that it's something of a low priority when it comes to civil services, and it has been brought to our attention that there's been something of an incident. I'm not really quite sure about what the details are. He says extremely quickly, but they did put out word that they are looking for some specialized help with a problem they're having in the area, and I was hired on. I was hired on to find some specialists, and unfortunately, it's something of an immediate emergency priority kind of thing. So that is partially the reason that I have contacted you in such an odd way. He kind of spits out. Do you have any questions for him?
And that is?
Well, the nature of the issue, I really can't articulate it very well, but it appears to be some kind of magical infestation issue, something to do with pests and vermin. I'm not quite 100% sure, but apparently, what they've told me, what they let me know is that they tried to deal with the issue before, and apparently came up a little short, so they pulled together and put some money aside for me to find some help. Yes. The man basically kind of stutters out very nervously, glancing around at at the bar in general. And that's what he finishes with.
Help
I
with
notice
what?
You haven't answered my question.
Well, the issue, like I said, it appears to be some kind of magical infestation issue that
Of?
we don't know.
Stop stammering.
Look, this is kind of a delicate issue. There are concerns about performance-related issues going on right now, but they are offering a significant amount of money if you are interested in the job, and they have given me a contact for someone you can speak to about the more specific details, as well as an offer of 5,000 nuyen for the meeting alone, if you would be willing to go there and speak with the person in charge.
Why are we talking to you?
Well, you see, my job was specifically as their representative to get the word out, and you're who I could find, who was willing to not walk away immediately. You want to give me a judge intentions? Like all three of you?
What?
All
What's
right.
going on?
You're rolling at 50% success rate. That is impressive. There is definitely something that he's not, like, he's definitely dancing around the issue. What he's saying is, from what you could tell, essentially true. He was brought in specifically to find people to send to Twinkletown. But he's dodging the issue as to why the Elder didn't come specifically to see you. He's also kind of dodging around what he might know about the issue. But he definitely knows that there's more than just a simple magical infestation you feel. You feel like he might not be giving you all the details. So what do you do?
Are you going to tell us what we need to know?
What else do you need to know? I've given you the information as well as the offer of initial payment and who to speak to. Is there anything else you need from me?
You haven't told us anything. As far as like what you've said, there's no reason why we should be talking to you right now.
Look.
So why aren't we talking to the person that we're supposed to be talking to right now?
Because unfortunately, he is not in any condition to be traveling to strange locations and meeting with random people. He is unfortunately somewhat indisposed. You'd have to go to him.
And why is that?
He seems to have come down with a magical affliction. He's currently extremely ill, and look, we don't know. And the man's going to get increasingly irate and nervous. Finally, it's like, does anybody want to give me an intimidate?
I will.
All right.
Is this a mental intimidation?
No, this would be a physical intimidation. This guy's already, like, from your judge intentions, you can tell he's already on the edge. So one good push would probably get him to spit it out.
Alright, I'm gonna throw a tiny bit of leadership at you. Have an extra die.
Yeah, roll me an extra die.
Wait, I'm gonna throw leadership at you too.
Ow.
Where's my fucking...
Wait, I did greater than 1. That's still a success.
Oh, I'll give you that one. he's already on the edge, and this is clearly not his first attempt at hiring people. So the man's going to say, look. What we know, what has been happening, okay, is that fucking rats, okay? They're fucking everywhere. They're coming out of the sewers, they're getting into the food. Rats, roaches, infestation, and pestilence, alright? Half the town is sick, and the city won't do anything about it. And they're sending me out because I'm the only one who's not half dead or dying or being treated for dying. And people are getting sick, they're getting killed, and I really am not the person to be handling this kind of thing. I'm just a potion monger, all right? I don't really handle this sort of work. This is what they're offering, okay? Is that they're offering you money. All you need to do is talk to this guy, all right? He'll give you the better details, but this is all I know, all right?
Would magical theory or alchemy be able to tell me more about what could be causing this?
Give me a magical theory.
Wow.
You think. You feel that it might be something related to the rats?
Really?
Yep. Probably definitely has something to do with the rats. But as it stands, all this guy's cards are pretty much on the table. He is offering you 5,000 new yen just to go talk to the village elf, to the elder in Twinkletown.
Is that 5,000 each?
That's 5,000 each, yeah. As a tag on, because you've had so many successes with Judge Intentions, you definitely know he's been trying to hire people, but because of the fact that he's just so damn bad at it, he hasn't been having much success. Like, this man is clearly inexperienced with this sort of job.
Alright, I want to ask him for his contact information.
Yes, of course. He'll give you it's essentially a line to like a really cheap comlink. In fact, he'll actually share that with all three of you, as well as the location and information in Twinkletown where to find the elder. If you're so interested, the man will say.
Well, I've got no reason not to go there.
And just to clarify, the payment, the 5,000 yen will be given to you when you speak to the elder, not pro bono on the hope that you will.
Alright, so at this point, Woodwind's just going to get up and start leaving. When we're done here, maybe someday I'll show you a real potion shop.
Yes, I'm sure. It was nice meeting you, and then he'll
I'm already out the door.
and then he'll turn to Lilith and Mia?
Mew.
Mew?
Mew.
Alright. To Lilith and Mew. And he'll go, and you two, would you be interested in this? In the job?
Mew sighs and says, "Oh, yeah. I guess I would." And she stands up and follows Woodwind out the door.
And Lilith?
She's gonna roll her eyes and silently follow them out.
All right.
Pathetic.
While I'm outside, I want to contact my drop bear handler contact to see if they know anything about any infestations magical with rats.
All right. Give me a. Since this is magical, he probably knows. Give me I'd say connection times 2 plus loyalty, and then add 3 for specialization. He'll get back to you and say, yeah, there's been some feelers coming out of Twinkletown that have been looking for specialized help with this infestation. From what I've been, and they'll tell you this, from what they've been able to gather, it definitely sounds like the work of some kind of plague spirit. Or perhaps toxic shaman. Though specifically what they don't know. And they will tell you that they had heard rumors that Twinkletown tried to deal with the issue on its own, and it didn't go well. Like, at all.
Thanks for the info.
No problem, buddy. Come back when you want to buy something.
You know I will.
They'll be like, oh yeah. Lilith, you guys do anything?
Lilith is like debating internally if she can perhaps like tut this so she gets a deal on potions she uses rather frequently. Like she's trying to figure out a negotiating strategy.
For talking to the elder?
Yeah.
Woodwind would have also given you his business card. Best salesmonger in the city.
Can you even make talismans straight out of character then?
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Where there's a will, there's a weapon.
Like, first thing I'm going to do once Woodwind has downtime is start working on rating 6 power focus.
Oh god. Let me guess, it's gonna be a lantern.
Alright.
Flute.
No. Hey Sophie, do you do anything?
Oh, fuck, I burned myself. What does Mew do? She's not gonna bother her dad with this, and I feel like an info broker could just get the same info that Mr. Dropbear got.
Maybe, maybe not. You never know. You want to give me connection times 2 plus loyalty, find out if it is?
Sure.
They're going to look at you and say, I haven't heard anything about Twinkletown. Something, magic, something. And then we'll shrug.
Okay, I'll just go to Twinkletown.
There's a question. Did you guys share your comlink information?
I'm gonna stop them before they start actually leaving the area to ask if they accepted the job and share contact information.
Yeah, I'll say yeah, and I'll give you the number for a burner.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
I
You
don't
already
trust
have
you
my
with my
number.
real comlink.
Oh,
I have a lot of burners.
I have 100 burners.
And I have a lot of business cards.
How much does a business card cost?
Like, I just have like 500 index cards. It's basically the same thing.
yeah.
You took the time to write on each one of them.
Yeah, they're all like handmade. It's super endearing and sweet.
It
Yeah.
might be, honestly.
So here's
Like
a
they
question.
have little like sticker hearts on them.
So here's a question. Do you guys plan to go and visit this guy at all? The village elder? Or the town elder?
Before we do, I'm definitely going to warn the other two that, hey, there might be toxic magic going on, including a toxic spirit.
In what ways is that different from normal magic?
It's like normal magic, but worse.
Oh, I get you.
There's usually no talking to them, is there?
Not unless you like being dead.
Well, I like being alive.
Or are toxic.
Hmm.
Then you
I
can
mean,
talk
I've
to
been
them.
in some toxic relationships, but I haven't been the toxic part.
So yes, what time do you guys choose to approach the Twinkletown?
Twinkletune? Well, let's go there like an hour after.
Yeah, that seems good.
So you just go straight to it?
Fuck yeah.
I guess
Sounds-
we're excited.
Sounds good. All right. Also, I kind of botched that one, but that's okay. I suck at people anyway.
And we
All
kinda
right.
ran out of ways to research.
Yeah. Onwards to Twinkletown. As you enter, you notice that there's a definite tinge of something in the air, and that something is probably deepweed. A lot of it, actually. Like most magical communities, Twinkletown is sort of insular, and a little bit on the primitive side. Hanging about, you can definitely see that they have lighting, and that's about it.
Oh, I'm going to be astrally perceiving the entire time while we're here.
And holy shit, your world is just a balloon of color. If you are astrally perceiving when you approach, you notice that there are a lot of bound spirits floating about. And there's a lot of echoes of previously cast spells. If you look at any of the stalls, you'll notice that more often than not, everything that's in those stalls is in some flavor or capacity magically awakened, from reagents to talismans to, in some cases, strange and creepy magical critters. All for sale, all for the right price.
It's a good thing that I don't have ass sensing. Otherwise, I'd be able to figure out what any of this stuff actually is.
There's a lot of it. In fact, there's
Hard
so
to
much
look
of
out
it.
for a spirit if I don't have any way of telling if it's the spirit that's going to kill me or just some spirit lying around.
Well, I mean, one of the things you do notice is that the area has been very heavily warded and very heavily, like, magically protected. Nearly everyone you cross is you walk past is in some way magically awakened, from your generic mages and adepts to people who are trying to be really clever with alchemy supplies. Wink, wink.
How much do they hate me?
They don't even spare you a second glance. The place that you wandered into is entirely like a marketplace. People will try to sell you things if you stop their stall. There's a lot of things to
some
buy.
of the alchemical stuff.
All right. And while you're doing that, Lilith, me, do you guys do anything?
I'm just looking around kind of incredulity at this rather, to Lilith, somewhat silly market scene.
Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of that. You see someone wearing a classically pointy wizard hat with bells on it,
I love it. I tried to get a picture with them.
and they're going to look at you like you're a moron. Before very, very unscrupulously scuttling away from you, so they don't have to deal with you anymore. Because they ain't putting up with that shit today.
If there's alchemy stuff all over the place in this place, I'm going to make sure to warn my possibly less informed friends not to touch anything.
That is not the worst advice.
Got it.
I try not to touch most things if I can avoid it.
Oh, but there is something worth noting, and I presume that this is something that would fall within your specialization. You notice that a lot of the alchemy supplies that they're selling here has a slightly sickly and gnawed-on look. Like, it's not the best quality supply
Oh, they're tainted.
at all.
Can I take a closer look at that with my alchemy knowledge?
Yeah, sure. Give me a roll.
Alchemy knowledge.
You know that this stuff is definitely bottom of the barrel. You would be paying through the nose for garbage. And the person selling it knows this, but that's all they have. They're definitely, and the people and if you look around, like, at everything in the stalls, you'll notice that most of it is kind of, like, worn down, a little bit on the lower end of the quality scale. Like, even like the hard goods, like talismans and things, are definitely a little bit dimmer to your astral sense than you would expect them to be. It's almost as if everything in the market is somewhat sickly.
Alright, so the aura here is definitely tainted.
Is there a background count?
Are you all Seattle natives?
No.
Or are the,
Yeah.
if you are magically a Seattle native, then no, there is no background count. You do notice, however, that when you enter Twinkletown, the noise count jumps up to 2. Like, they have some matrix connectivity, but the signal is much weaker here.
Fucking twinkle fingers don't know how to fucking
Mages.
keep a router working.
Mages, they're like old people, except actively hating on technology.
They still need phones.
Oh yeah, but what you see is like old school turnstile phones, like with the dial and the wire and everything. It looks like an old school phone. It's not like the modern holotech AR overlay phones that they have in the rest of Seattle.
I can respect that.
How big is Twinkletown?
Twinkletown is, if you had to give it a guess, about the size of of a small ghetto, like maybe 4 or 5 blocks total.
I see they're going for the vintage feel here.
Mages. They're mages through and through, and they've had time to spread. So, do you continue on your way through Twinkletown?
Yeah.
Well, while I'm
Um,
here, I might as well ask if anybody here knows what's going on.
It's a relatively insular community. Most of the people will just direct you towards the village elder's house. Which is definitely kind of a rundown apartment. It doesn't look all that great, but there's sort of an aura of reverence around it anyway. The few people who will stop to talk to you will tell you that it's getting bad. Like, they've had some rough patches, but this latest string is just, oh, it's horrible. And those poor boys who went down there to try and figure out, oh, no, just like if you ask them what happened to those people specifically, they'll just kind of look at you, shudder, and walk away. It's not great at all.
I'm definitely not going to bother looking for reagents here. And
Yeah,
not just
yeah.
because that would take an hour.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to give me like your alchemy knowledge, like I could probably find something for you, but at best, it's going to be middling quality, and you will be charged. And they'll probably charge you like 4 times as much for it.
You could always.
You can look for reagents just lying around.
Yeah.
But I imagine in a place like this,
Yeah, with
people would have
this many
already
mages,
snatched them all up.
There's definitely nothing.
Yeah. It's like you could take the time to look around, but it's just more of the same.
And based on what I've seen, anything that I would find would probably be of tainted quality anyway.
You
Yeah.
could always ask Siren for some of her feathers.
Mm.
I have to meet her first.
Yeah.
So, as you approach the village elder's house, what you're going to find out is essentially they're not letting anyone into the building because the whole place has been quarantined. The whole place. Like, they've actually got like quarantine blockers up, and there is in fact a police presence keeping and monitoring the area around it. But as you approach, you notice that there's a young woman moving up and about the area. She seems to be moving with purpose, speaking to the police, and has actually entered the building a few times if you stay to observe before leaving. Do you approach her?
Yeah, she's been in there.
And has left successfully. Like if you stay to observe her, you'll notice that she's carrying like a big, huge duffel bag of like medical supplies. Clearly a medical practitioner of some kind. So,
Excuse me.
do you approach?
Can you tell me exactly what's going on in there?
Did you see that, by the way, when I brought it up?
Yep.
Okay. The woman you were speaking to pauses and gives you a once-over and says, "Hey, are you the guys Bill sent? You know, sweaty, fat, kind of stuttery."
That does sound like you.
Yeah. Fucking Bill. So I presume he told you about the job?
Well,
Those are kind of
kind
strong
of.
words.
Yeah. Told, and then she'll like do air quotes and be like, "So he told you about the job." Great. Probably told you to come see the village elder too, didn't he?
Sure did.
Yep.
Mad jack off. Unfortunately, Elder Joachim has been dead for about 2 days. He ain't gonna be helping you. But if you're still interested in the job, I can talk to you about it. And she kind of motions you to follow her. Do you?
I'm gonna follow and I give myself a mental note to get $5,000 out of that guy at some point.
Yeah. Do you mention that? Do you mention that to Sage?
Nah.
Not at all. That's all right. As you follow her through Twinkletown, you notice that the area kind of perks up a little bit. The noise rating drops down to 1, and it's definitely a little bit more like as you approach the edge of Twinkletown, you notice that it's there's more infrastructure there. The roads look a little bit cleaner. There's less deep weed in the air. It doesn't smell like a pot den. And as you approach, you find yourself at Sage's clinic.
Hooray!
Which is conveniently located next to a shop called Gigabyte. Don't ask what they sell. They're closed. And boarded up.
Oh, they're also pretty close to store.
Yeah. Yes, they are. As you approach, you're going to notice that Sage taps in a code on the door and does an iris scan. So the implication is that she's not as technologically backwards as most magical folk. Though, as you come in, you can tell that the clinic itself has seen some action. There are definite areas that are like kind of walled off with employees only, but you can hear like groans and screams and crying coming from the background. And if you look at the floors, you can tell that someone was bleeding pretty badly when they got dragged in, and it hasn't yet been cleaned up. Sage will motion for you to follow her into her office, where she will proceed to motion for you to sit in there's a couch and a couple of chairs in there. And she's not even going to pay attention if you follow in. Immediately going to a closet in the back, pulling out a well-loved bottle of bourbon and just slamming one back and going, "So, hear about the job. All right. So, where to start? Like, I presume this means you're interested in it, right? You're not just here to go and shaft me 5K, Nguyen.
We are interested in leaving the job.
All right.
I'd like to at least know what the job is.
Fair enough. She'll kind of pull the chair out and just kind of drop back into it, flip her feet up on the table. Not even caring that she's getting like grime and shit all over it. It's something that she does a lot, you can tell. She go, "All right. The job. About 2 weeks ago, we began to notice that we were having some problems with roaches getting into the foodstuffs. Now, to be fair, Twinkletown isn't the most technologically advanced neighborhood, but we got refrigerators. They work. But even that wasn't really doing much to stem the tide, as it were. There was roaches and everything. Roaches on the shelves, roaches in the floor, roaches in the basement, roaches in the roaches. I actually saw one like blow up into 2. It's pretty nasty. But at first we thought it was just an infestation. It happens. It's the slums. We get roaches. She says with that kind of tone of, it just happens. But usually we can handle it, like with a few wards, mana barrier or 2, maybe a bug killing, like a raid spell, does the job pretty well. But but we found ourselves fighting a kind of an uphill battle in even once we started winning, well, then the rats showed up and everything went to shit. A lot of people got sick. This is just a small clinic. There's 2 or 3 of them in the neighborhood, but within a week, we were all overloaded. Ended up calling Knight Errant, contacting the city, but it's the ghetto. They don't give a fuck about us. And as more and more people started to get sick, they started to realize that maybe this wasn't exactly what you call a natural infestation. The mice we killed, the rats we killed, the roaches we killed, the more they piled up, the more we began to notice that there was something wrong with them. They were tainted, and when they died, that taint, it got into everything. If you walk through Twinkletown now, you'll notice everything there is sick. The people, the plants, even the damn dogs. So we said enough was enough. We weren't getting any action from the city, so a couple of guys, 4 or 5 of them, including the village elder's son, the town elder's son, they got together and decided to hunt down the source of the problem. They tracked it to the old maintenance tunnels under the neighborhood. I'm sure you're familiar with them. They're fucking everywhere. They run all the sewer lines, all the power lines, everything through them. Perfect hiding spot, right? Seemed obvious in retrospect, but well, they went down there loaded for bear. And that was it. Didn't hear anything from them for 2 days. And then finally the village elder's son, his name Samael, he came back. Hand was gnawed off, covered in pustules, delirious, babbling something about the roach god. There was whatever he saw, he barely made it out of there.
Would that be something I might know about?
This happened about, like, him emerging happened about 4 days ago. She'll answer.
The Roach God?
No, it's like there's a lot of spiritual entities that claim they're the god of this or that.
Hmm.
So I mean, you can give me a roll, but it'll be a crapshoot if you have magical knowledge.
So, probably some mentor spirit.
Maybe.
Well, might as well. 2 successes.
If you think about it really hard, you could probably figure out that yeah, it's probably a plague spirit of some kind, but given the fact that in 2 weeks it's only managed to really infest one small neighborhood, it's not that powerful. Like, left alone and it's like in the heart of its strength, yeah, probably a problem, but nothing that would be overtly like world ending.
Yeah, so just moderately powerful spirit of some kind.
Yeah. I mean, it's a toxic spirit. They show up and start fucking things up. That's just their MO. They're dicks.
So in that case, it's probably a free spirit.
Do you say that to Sage?
Probably.
Yeah, that's that's kind of what we came to. There's definitely something magical going on down there. There's nothing natural about this infestation, but I mean, in Samael, Samael's here. In his moments of lucidity, he's given us something to work with in between the delirium and the insane rambling, but whatever he saw down there messed him up real bad. None of the others came out of there. We have yet to see any of them, and the decision was made to try and block that area off, so we contacted a few acquaintances of ours and sealed off a large section of the tunnels, but there are places that we found were like just completely overrun with vermin and infestation. It's a bad scene down there. I haven't seen it myself, but
You haven't seen it yourself?
and you actually say it like that?
No.
Good, because she would give you the dirtiest look.
Do you know if
But
there would be any other spirits in there?
from what little we were able to tell, maybe. There's there's an old camera system down there for monitoring the tunnels, but we haven't really been able to get a connection to it. What we have seen though, rats. A lot of rats. Including a few devil rats that are definitely down there, so you could expect that. And
But nothing magical from the city would be roaming around that area.
no. Like, we've got it pretty well sealed off. Just whatever's down, whatever was down there before, that's what's down there now. Likely a spirit that's been propagating for a fair bit. Probably came in from the Barrens. They do that sometimes.
So, you two, what kind of weapons do you use?
I flash my katana.
And I kind of gesture towards my handbag and say, I have a monowire weapon there.
Good.
So Sage is gonna go and say, "That's the cards on the table. Willing to give you the 5,000 just for talking to me, but there's more if you want it. If you can fix this for us, there's more." She'll say, so, got any questions for me?
Do you know exactly where down there we might find them?
We've got something of a map of the old system, but it's pretty outdated. We do know that there's an old storage room located around a couple of bends. We think that's probably where the spirits set up shop.
How long do you think it would take to walk there from the entrance?
I don't know. If it was clear, 20 minutes. But it's not clear. I'll tell you that right now. Anything else?
Gonna need a lot more throwing knives.
I mean, if it's something like that, I could talk to a couple of shopkeepers, get you a few more. Free
It's
of
not
charge.
the throwing knives. It's the lightning bolts I put on them.
Yeah, that would do it. Useful though. Any other questions? She says that she definitely gets a little bit more loose in the lips. A couple more shots of bourbon there.
How long does it take to drive here from downtown?
From here to downtown?
Like from
Not long.
downtown to here?
Not really long. I don't really know what Seattle traffic actually looks like, so 25 minutes.
Okay.
Anything else? She's gonna look at Lilith and me, and it's like, do you guys have any questions for me?
I'm not a magic, so I'll just let our main man do the question.
Wait, are alchemists from are talismongers from Maine?
I'm sure there are talismongers in Maine.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist a Maine man joke.
Sage will be like, yeah, fair enough. So she'll go, all right, yeah. We're offering 15,000 apiece if you take the job. And we'll throw another 5,000 on top of that if you can figure out where in the hell this thing came from. Just any clues you could find. It's definitely hitting us real hard. And we have no idea how it even got there.
Well, if we can find the thing, it'll probably only take one good throwing knife to take it down.
Yeah. At this point, Sage will go, I notice you guys are a little bit light on the bodies. So, if you want and if you're willing, I'll go down with you. You're gonna need a guide down there anyway. It's not exactly the best country, and I not to toot my own horn, am pretty good at keeping the plague off you. Which, given if you have any magical knowledge, you can tell that she's a shamanic medical practitioner. So yeah, probably a pretty
Just
good
look at
healer.
her.
Probably a good healer. Not so great in a fight, but that's what she's offering. Like, she's offering to come with you as well. So what do you say?
What would it cost us?
This is my neighborhood. I live here. My
Fair
friends
enough.
live here. So, as far as I'm concerned, this is a service on my part, but that's the offer. 5 now. 15 if you get the 15 when you kill the spirit, or she'll. That's my screw up as a GM. It's like whatever they do to spirits to make them go away, banish them back to their
Disrupt
ass. Yeah. 15 more when you disrupt the spirit, and then another 5 if you can figure out what the hell's causing this. Sound good?
Yeah.
What time we meeting up?
As soon as you're ready. if you need bullets or grenades or whatever, the shopkeepers have all kind of agreed to band together and offer what little they do have. But because we need this problem solved. Our community is dying, so you can understand there's some concern. So you in? And she's gonna look at all three of you.
I nod.
I'm in.
I nod as well.
All right. If you don't have anything to prepare, I say
I've got
we.
stuff to prepare.
All right. How long do you need?
2 hours.
All right. So it's about, like, as of right now, it's about 7 o'clock at night. So if you want to meet back at 10, we can go down. Give you some time to peruse the shops if you need anything. And she's going to go and forward you, all three of you, a payment of 5,000 new yen, as agreed to for showing up.
Alright.
Hooray.
And to clarify, for the sake of sales, like basic ammunition and like bladed weapons and like up to, like, I'd say rating 6 firearms. If you need one, you can get one for free. Not like 10, but one, yeah. They'll front you that in the ammo. I mean, to be fair, they're magical people, so they're not very good at, gunny things, but it's there. They're clean. They'll work. If anyone needs a firearm. Otherwise, yeah, so what do you do in the 3 hours it takes between doing the job and or leaving and doing the job?
I'm going to go home, enchant knives for an hour, and then come back.
Okay.
I post to social media and make sure that my brand identity is going strong. I don't want to lose followers.
Nice. All right. And Sophie, do you do anything?
I'll just sharpen my sword, get it ready.
All right. Sounds good.
So,
All right,
do you want
so-
to actually go through all the rolls for me enchanting knives for an hour?
Tell you what, give me you were averaging like what, Force 3?
I'm going to be casting at Force 6 for these.
Okay. How many are you doing?
I'm making 10.
All right,
Take 6
just
minutes each.
so that'll be an hour. You know what? Just give me an extended test, like 3 of them.
I wanted to just see what I could do buying hits.
Actually, yeah. How many hits can you buy?
Let's find out. Five hits.
Congratulations, you've enchanted 10 knives.
Like buying hits on the resistance too.
Or
It
yeah,
rolls
sure.
force against it.
So it's what I mean for 6. What would I be rolling against you for that?
You'd be just rolling 6 dice.
For that, yeah. I mean, you get 5 out of 6 anyway. If you'd be able to buy 5 hits, I'll give it to you. That you resist the. That's for drain, right?
No.
God damn it,
That's for
alchemy is
potency.
complicated. Alchemy is complicated. So I'd be rolling 6 dice.
Yeah, 6 dice for each of them. And I can't quite resist drain by buying hits.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, you averaged. Looking at that, you averaged 2, so I'm just going to say you averaged 2 on all of them. Or I averaged 2 hits on all of them.
I'll take that. 10, force 6, potency 3 knives.
Alright.
I need to figure out my drain. So don't mind me while I roll 11 dice 10 times.
Do you rest for an hour?
Maybe.
If you go to Sage's clinic, she'll go and do an extended care test on you so you don't have any drain after effects.
That's not how drain works.
Damn it, I'm really bad at drain.
Drain can't be healed, except naturally.
Oh. Wow, that sucks. Do any of you stay in Twinkletown? For the 3-hour duration?
Alright, I took 2 stun.
I'll probably stay here.
Alright, as you go about doing your business, I presume, like, do you wander around or anything?
Yeah, sure. I'll walk around.
Right, as you wander around, a somewhat distraught woman will approach you, and she'll go, "Are you the ones they hired to go and take care of that horrible thing down there?"
Yes, we are.
Mm-hmm.
She'll take your hands and she'll say, "Bless you, bless you. That monster took my Steven away." She'll kind of, like, she's hurting. She's hurting a lot. And she'll say to you, when they went down there, they didn't know what to expect, but they took a lot of fire down there with them. I don't know if that'll help you, but when poor Samael came back, he was badly hurt. But one of the things he said, in between the rambling, was that the fire worked. It burned the darkness away. I don't know how much that might help you.
Good thing I didn't bring any fireballs.
And then she'll tell you, if you can find anything of his, bring it back to me. I'll see that you're rewarded for it. But please, if you can find him, bring something back of my grandson, please.
I I will. I'll try my best.
Thank you. Do you talk to anyone else?
No.
All right. So, 3 hours pass, unless anyone else does anything in preparation.
Does anybody tell me about the fire message?
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you.
Alright, I'll enchant one fireball on the car ride over.
Nice. Am I rolling? Oh, what's it called?
At 4-6.
Okay, so same as before.
Yeah, just 6 dice. Potency 3.
All right. So, as you all arrive,
Ooh, no drain. Nice.
sweet. So as you all arrive, you'll find Sage waiting in front of what looks like an access hatch, and she'll look to the three of you and go, "You ready for this?"
I nod.
I'm gonna shrug.
And then she'll look at you, Woodwind.
Ready as I'm gonna be.
All right. So she'll open the hatch, and it's kind of it's like one of those if you've ever seen like a street side elevator, like it's just the hatch opens and like an access platform comes up. You all get on it, and Sage flips the switch, and the whole thing descends into the darkness. Boom. Do you see that?
Hey.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
When you reach the bottom, you notice that amongst other things, the lighting down here is extremely poor. You see that there at some point in time were those like kind of fluorescent overhang lights. They've all been broken out, leaving the visibility to be extremely poor. As you reach the bottom, like this putrescent scent just wafts up at you like a wall of like humid garbage that's been sitting too long. And if any of you are looking at Sage, you notice that she's going to put a helmet on that has a gas mask. Are any of you wearing gas masks or respirators?
That probably
Yeah,
would've
I've
been a
got on
good
my.
idea.
I've got on my mask.
So Mia's got a mask. Lilith, Woodwind, do you two have it?
Why do I not own a gas mask?
Yeah,
I'm
I really should.
If you
And
don't,
I'm a pro-dom. I should really own some gas masks.
if you don't have a gas mask, Sage Williams will reach into her back, which if you're looking at her, she's got a big old backpack, including like a rating 6 med kit on there.
Oh good, I'm holding a
she'll
duffel bag.
Yeah, she'll reach into one of her bags and pull out 2 rating 2 respirators and give them to you.
I
But
will
before
take
that, Woodwind, Lilith, give me a composure test.
Oh boy, composure.
Yeah.
Composure.
Oh, that reminds me. Even if I didn't want to accept this, I would have to make a composure test to deny it. Because of
Yeah.
my mentor spirit.
I have good news for both of you. Neither of you vomit immediately upon reaching the downstairs.
Nice.
So here's another question. Do any of you have flashlights?
I have a lighter. I have 2 lighters.
Oh,
I have vision.
Yeah, I have low light vision.
all right.
I don't.
What race is Woodwind? Human?
Yep.
All right, then I don't know how aiming for spells works, but you are currently in dark, so you'll take -1 to
Well, I
aim
wouldn't
test.
have to worry about that. Because anything that I'm aiming at is alive and I'm astrally perceiving.
All right, so you should see it.
Yep.
All right. As you reach there, you notice that it is both dank and humid down here. And something worthy of note is that across this middle section of flooring, there is a steady stream of water, and that water is poo water. So that's uncomfortable.
I
Now, I
probably
presume-
don't notice.
All right. So you have entered the sewers. As you look down it, you notice that it's pretty much all concrete walls, very heavy concrete walls. However, Miyu, give me a matrix perception.
Oh, right. Wait, a matrix perception?
Matrix perception.
What the fuck? What the fuck? One success.
You only have 2 dice in matrix perception?
I don't have computers.
Fair enough,
Technomancers
still.
get a bonus to that.
Yeah.
What gets a bonus?
Technomancers.
I'm not a technomancer.
Huh.
I'm a street Sam.
Oh, this is a different character.
Remember, we made her last night.
Oh. Oh, I thought you were running with Yora. Shit. Wow, that's gonna cause some problems. All right.
Okay, you know what? Mew disappears. Iora shows up.
Yeah, because
Beautiful.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, that's weird. Why? No, it's Mew. Never. Oh, okay.
Okay, here's the Ioras. Bullshit. There we go. What does Iora see?
Yeah. Yeah. You see, this is that's a thing.
Huh, you seem to have suddenly transformed into somebody else.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what are we doing down here in the storm drain?
I mean, that was my mistake.
It
Like,
involves a clown.
okay. That
No,
was-
honestly, I'm not feeling Mew. I'd rather be playing Iora.
all right, that's fine. We'll just presume that it was Iora the whole time and not
Yeah.
Mew. Is that fair? Does anyone have a problem with that? Or is that cool? Is everyone cool with that?
Yep.
All right, cool. Mostly
Sounds
because
fine to
this
me.
could go really, really badly if we didn't have a Technomancer. All right. Well, that was a hiccup. All right. I think everyone thought that Mew was the Technomancer.
Yeah, you said that they were a Technomancer, and
Yeah.
Wait,
so
you did?
didn't say anything about it.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Yeah. I let me just take a moment here and fix this small issue. Yeah. There we go. And Amir, nobody blinks or says anything. All right.
Oh, also, I wasn't looking at the map. And I didn't notice that you had Iora's picture.
Yeah. All right. So, with 5 successes, you notice in the distance there is an active camera. Would you like to hack that?
Hell yeah.
All right. Just give me a mark test or a puppeteer test.
Okay. 2 successes.
It's a little rough, but it's a garbage camera, so
Okay.
it reveals nothing.
I love nothing.
Actually, do any of you have thermal vision?
I have a lighter.
That would be
2
no.
lighters.
All right. So how do you proceed since it's mostly clear?
I let everyone know that it's clear.
So all we need to do is have me
I just-
repeatedly stab myself with the lightning bolts, and then navigate with that light.
I'll just turn on the flashlight on my comlink.
I
You do
guess.
have that.
I mean, they at least have all the functionality of a modern cell phone, right?
Yep. So do you proceed?
Yeah.
All right. You do have control of your characters, by the way. So
Oh,
feel
sweet.
free to.
Beep, boop, boop, beep.
So who's going first?
Definitely not
I
me.
can't see them. Oh, there we go.
I'm hiding behind everyone else.
All right. And for some reason, I've lost the ability to move people.
Sweet.
Hold on. Yeah, I've lost the ability to move Sage. There we go. Yeah, for some reason I can't move Sage anymore.
Sage has become too powerful.
Oh wait, no,
Are you in
that's
the wrong
why.
layer?
I actually, yeah, it might be. Oh, there we go.
Not on the select tool.
Yep. All right. So who's leading the path?
We don't have a tank anymore.
No,
Yeah, we don't have.
Well,
Uh-oh.
Yeah, my question is who's up front? Like, who's the first one to pass by that trash can on the side?
Fuck it, it was
Definitely
me.
not me.
It was Lilith. Okay, Lilith, give me a perception.
Oh, I have
But, like,
3
could I not?
lighters.
Give me a
I-
visual perception.
You could voluntarily fail.
I mean, you could do that, yeah. So, All right, you definitely fail to notice this little treat. As you walk over past the By the way, it's right on top of Sophie if Sophie wants to scooch over an inch. Yes, you run into that little treat. Do you see it?
Yeah, I don't want to though.
Yeah.
What is that?
That as Lilith approaches, completely unnoticingly as she walks forward, maggots swell up on inside the garbage can. Thousands of writhing, plague-ridden maggots. And as she passes by, they explode onto her in a giant, nasty, gooey pustule of filth. You have just walked into a maggot mine. Yeah. What's your you know what? No. Since this is a relatively low end party, I'm not going to add on the toxin effect. Take 1 damage. Or take 1 box of damage.
Ow.
As they slam into you and start gnawing on you. Clearly attacking with the intent to chew, despite the fact that you are still alive.
Hey, how do I hack those things?
No, you don't.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop, drop, and roll on
person
them.
who's covered in maggots is a bad idea. Also, throwing a fireball at them would be a bad idea.
After a moment of rolling on the ground, you notice that the maggots have dissipated. They are magical maggots.
Fuck this sewer. Fuck everything about the sewer.
Good thing I'm astrally perceiving.
You didn't see it? Actually, you know what? Pause. Woodwind, give me an astral perception.
It would just be perception.
No, give me one of those two. Add +2 because you're perceiving astrally and it's a
'Cause
magic.
astral perception is just a thing that you can do.
Well, you can see magical creatures, and that's a magical creature.
Yeah.
So, do you just see them? Well, no, because they're hiding. Yeah, and hiding works the same way as being stealth. So yeah, just give me a perception roll.
Perception.
You don't see it. So Lilith still takes 1 damage.
Fuck this sewer.
Are you having a minor panic attack?
No. I should be at a party somewhere. Or
Roll me-
fisting someone.
Roll me a composure. You don't puke this time either. So what does the party do now that they have encountered the maggot mine?
I'll kill it.
No, it's dead already.
Oh, okay.
Maggot mines, essentially from
It's
what
like
you
a
can...
magical theory.
Yep. That is some kind of strange, it's... What you can tell is that it's some kind of, self-sustaining spell, crafted specifically using spirit-flavored magic. Specifically toxic spirit-flavored magic.
So
At
a
5
self-sustaining spell. So this was a quickened spell.
Yes. And from what you could gather, it was placed there. That was not it was placed there specifically as a trap.
Typically, a quickened spell doesn't just appear on its own.
Yeah, it's been placed there. Something put it there. With the specific trigger of if something walks past this location, maggots. Murderous death maggots.
Alright, so that
Sure.
immediately tells me the spirit is working with someone.
Yep. How do I mark these as dead? If anyone's familiar with how to put X's on things.
Right click
Oh.
the token.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
I can say with absolute certainty that somebody is willingly working with a freed spirit.
There we go. That's better.
Fuck that person too.
There, that looks better. Okay. Do you continue on? Just so you know, Lilith, Sage is going to take a moment to cast a Force 1 heal on you to bandage that up real quick. A magical heal. And then she's going to look at you. It's like, it's just a bug. You big whiny baby.
There's actually a lot of bugs, and also not a bug.
Sage doesn't care. So, you proceed forward?
Yeah, let's keep moving.
Sure, why not?
All right,
Specifically, an initiate is working with this person, or the spirit.
Yep. Eora, you notice as you look down the hallway, there's another camera in the distance that you did not see on your matrix perception before. I'm just going to give you this one because I presume this is something that you would know as someone who works with technology, is that because of how deep you are, you will not be able to see through the walls. It's solid concrete and dirt. So in order to see an object, it would have to be almost direct line of sight. So extrapolating from that, there are more cameras. Probably. Would you like to give me a puppeteer?
Sure.
Success!
Okay.
And everything lights up again. You can see in the distance. By the way, fun fact, as soon as you walk into this hallway, you notice there is a scurrying in the darkness. Do you point your flashlight down the hall?
Yeah, sure.
It's devil rats!
Yay, devil rats!
As you point your flashlight down the hall, you hear a vicious hiss as 6 glowing purple eyes turn towards you. You have encountered 3 devil rats, and they hate you. A lot.
So we're going to be walking through this for 20 minutes, you said.
Yep. Give me a surprise test.
Nope.
Right. Sophie's was 3? Or no?
Oh, surprise test?
Yes.
Well, what's that again?
Surprise is
Reaction, intuition, threshold 3.
Reaction. What is that? 2. Hey, that's pretty good.
Sophie is not surprised. It's like, devil rats. Saw that coming. Bam. And Lilith?
Surprise test?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
That was loud.
Bless you.
Thank you.
So, reaction plus intuition?
Yes.
Oh boy, this is gonna suck. Yeah, I'm very shocked.
Very shocked. All right. And now that that's done, give me your initiative because we're in combat.
Oh no. Oh, right. I wasn't clicking on Woodwind.
This is not the right character sheet. 1 second, I'm sorry. I have a couple of versions of this, and this is really not what it should be. Oh, there we go. That one's the correct one.
Alright, and that's -10.
Yep, and I'll roll 3 quick initiatives for my rat friends.
Oh, wait a second. I'm in meat space.
Yeah.
Are they surprised?
No. As soon as you hit that
Hey!
maggot mine, they knew you were coming.
2 turns.
Actually, you know what? They don't appear surprised, and Woodwind, if you want to give me a magical knowledge, I can tell you why.
It's not magical knowledge, it's magical theory.
Still good.
Magical threats.
They just show up, and it's like they're not surprised at all. So,
That's my actual surprise roll. I still failed.
that's fair. Now all I need to do is figure out how to activate the initiative tab. Oh, that's not what I need. Oh, there we go.
Just hit the button.
Yep. There we go. At 1.
I get 2 turns.
I'm gonna get a turn.
This is gonna be bad for us.
Your Sage. All right. So Sophie gets to keep her initiative
Hey!
if she wasn't surprised. Woodwind does not. We're 15. Don't worry. These aren't dangerous at all. That's a lie. 15, and then rolling for our last party member.
I already rolled initiative.
No, you have an NPC with you.
Oh, do I? These rats are not pretty rats. They're not cuddly and fuzzy like normal rats.
Yep. It's a shame that Sage is a magical healer and not a magical killer.
But they are both praying and stalking at night.
All right.
I mean, really, how hard would it be to learn one damaging spell?
All right. That's the
Depends
first
on
turn.
how many things you want to be able to cure.
All right. The first thing Sage is going to do
Is
Now-
jump in
now-
front of everyone else.
there, she can stand in the back. Does that make you feel better?
No. I felt much better when she was jumping in front of me.
Oh, if you like that, you're gonna love this. So here's a question. So Sage is going to reach into her backpack and she's going to pull out a Halloweener Molotov
Oh shit.
because the hint was bring fire. I mean, she's not very good at it, but Halloween or Molotov. All right. Hope for the best. Oh, and she does not. She flubs the scatter roll.
Good.
Oh,
Are you
That's-
ready to roll 1,000,000 dice to figure out what direction it's going?
2. It hits the ceiling and bounces back at you. Unfortunately, or fortunately, it lands in a puddle and fizzles, just spreading gasoline around your feet. And that would be Sage's turn, since I didn't want to accidentally kill all of you. All right. That didn't help. All right, so the first Devil Rat is going to go and try to take who do I hate most? They're going to try and take a bite out of Lilith. It's not because I hate you, though. It's just because you're in front. So that would be... All right. Dodge the bite, Lilith.
One moment.
That was a very poor bite.
Yeah, I might actually have a chance of dodging this. God, where is dodge? It's been so long since I played.
Reaction intuition.
Ooh.
Wow.
So yeah, it tags you.
Not quite a crit glitch.
Yeah. Close though. All right. Roll your soak, Lilith. You are resisting. DV is strength plus. So you are resisting 2 damage. Not very much at all. It gnaws on you, but doesn't quite manage to penetrate your any piece of clothing that it is chewing on. And
Very
fails
dangerous.
gloriously. I'm trying not to get you killed. Maybe. And now it's Rat 3's turn.
The rats.
Yes. This one moved up. This one's going to move up and attack Woodwind.
Oh no.
And it is going to attack you with a bite.
And it's gonna get lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, gotcha. So you must
Ooh, net
resist.
hits.
Yeah, now you need to avoid 2 damage. Roll your armor and your body
With 2
for
net
me.
hits.
With 2. Actually, yeah, it's 4 damage. Sorry.
Yeah.
Keep
Hit
forgetting.
me for
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. Thank you. I was just gonna let it get away with 2, but 4 it is. And it gnaws on you failingly too. And this one's exceptionally pissed off, so it's going to attack you again, Woodwind. Nom 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 nom.
Grazing it.
Yep. Its teeth clatter inches from your face. close enough that you can taste its putrid breath, but not quite close enough to love
Also,
it.
no, I don't dodge because I am surprised.
Oh, right. What does that mean?
So I took
You're gonna
2 damage from the first one, so I had 2 more net hits.
Yeah, but you do have soak, and you soak the damage from the first one.
Yeah, but I would have had 2 more net hits since I couldn't
what happened?
dodge.
Ooh,
So it did 2 stun.
it's biting you. It's not. Did it get?
I also have armor on.
Oh. All right.
Second one deals 1 stun.
Yep. What are you rolling for your for your
Oh wait,
soak?
I'm forgetting body.
Yeah, when you roll soak, you roll body plus armor, and then any
Yeah.
hits over that you take damage from. And it's only stun damage if it's marked as
Less than
stun.
armor.
Yeah. I thought that was only for vehicles.
No, vehicles take no damage if it's less than armor.
Fair enough. It does gnaw on you a little bit, though. I think.
Yeah, they both do. A little bit.
A little bit. So that would be 5. That would be 3. All right, it is now yours turn.
All right.
Kill some rats.
All right. Let me double check how many dice I roll to shoot.
Why does everyone hate guns? Guns are fun.
Oh, I know.
Donnie doesn't hate guns. She's just in the jungle right now.
I'll use a service from my machine sprite to add its rating to my pool. So I get 3 extra dice. So I'm gonna shoot. If I shoot, I'll. If I shoot the one close to me, I get a penalty though, right?
Yeah, you get a melee. You get a rat, or you get a melee penalty.
Okay, then I'll shoot. I'll shoot that one then, so I don't.
Is it with the Ares Lightfire too?
Ares Lightfire. Yeah.
All right. Give me a roll.
2 successes.
All right. So this is going to be frustrating. Because these things actually have decent reaction and intuition.
Wait, actually, I'm gonna add to that.
Okay.
Okay, so take 6 successes actually.
6 successes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have 1 net hit. So
I got 3 net hits because that was just net roll.
Oh, right, because it's 6. So that would be resist 9. And
They got a soak. Yeah, 9 damage.
9 physical damage. Yummy. They have no armor. So I'm just because devil rats suck at living. Yeah, 2 successes. So how lethal is that to Captain Devil Rat? Oh, that devil rat is not doing good. Your shot slams into the side of it. This one specifically, I presume.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is this one is in rough shape. Isa, like the bullet slams into it and just tears one of its back legs off. Just blows the whole frickin' thing clean off the body. It squeals in pain, but it's still somehow clinging to life, almost as if it is being possessed by some kind of eldritch enemy to continue on. And now it's Lilith's turn.
Yeah, she's gonna pull out her monowire whip and hit someone, but not in a fun way.
Nice.
Non-consensual biting is met with non-consensual whipping.
All right.
Yeah, it is. What's my dice here? 10.
All right, roll me a spanking. 3 successes. Which one are you attacking, by the way? Rat 1, 2, or 3?
I'm attacking the one that bit me.
Rat 1 it is. You whip, but it just barely grazes over the top of it, giving it a nice clean shave, but doing no damage.
Yeah, normally I mind control people instead of this, so I'm not super skilled with the whip.
All right. And that would mean Lilith is off the charts. All right, Woodwind, give it a swing.
Speaking of not skilled, I'm going to throw. Well, first I'm going to ready one of my 4/6 throwing knives, and then throw it at the other rat that hasn't been attacked.
Okay.
I am astrally perceiving, so I'm at a -2 due to distraction.
Oof. Yeah, you don't hit. The knife clatters to the ground. Does the spell go off?
It has not touched a living thing, unless it steps on it.
Okay. You throw the knife, but it misses by a fairly wide margin, bouncing off the ground and laying there. All right, and we are back to the top of the initiative. And so Sage is going to do something that she is actually good at in this case. She's going to shoot something.
Oh, I forgot to buy clothes.
That would do it. Wait, what?
Are you naked in the sewer?
I have armor, but I forgot to buy actual clothes underneath it.
I presume you were wearing clothes underneath it.
Yeah,
That way I'm not going. So I'm not going to stack copious amounts of plague on you for that.
I'm gonna have to figure out how much money I would have had left over to work with that. I knew I was forgetting something when entering career mode.
So, Sage is going to draw her weapon. It is an Ingram Smart Gun X, and is going to aim at the devil rat that Lilith tried to kill but did not, because it is far.
It would have been awesome. I would have done 12 piercing.
Yep.
Or 12 physical, rather. My brain's
All
out.
right. So she sprays her SMG at the devil rat. Grazing hit. It does no damage, unfortunately. Yeah, it didn't work out so well. All right, so she is off the initiative. Beginning to think maybe we should have stuck with the Street Sam. Right. So Rat 1 is going to attempt to bite Lilith again. With 3 successes.
Fuck off, rat.
it snaps at you, but you manage to keep its jaws well and firmly away from your squishy meat bits. And it is
Only I bite meat bits.
Well, apparently the mostly dead rat disagrees with you, because now it is going to attempt to bite you. With moderately more success.
Yeah.
At 3 net hits, so
Wound
roll your smoke.
modifiers?
Oh! Yes, that is right. So I'm just going to peel 2 of those hits off, so it only has 1 net hit. Since it would be rolling 6. Alright. That is actually not enough to block all the damage. So you will take... You're going to take 3.
Ow.
3 stun. Unless it's more damage than your armor.
My armor's 11.
So that would be a negative. Alright. And that's the end of Mr. Ratty's turn. And now Mr. Rat 3 is going to attempt to bite Woodwind.
I can dodge this time, but I'm still at a -2 that I'm remembering this time. And dodging anyway.
Indeed. And that would be it for Mr. Rat. And Ayora, what do you do next? Ayora?
Oh, sorry. I will shoot the bitch again.
Same one?
Yeah,
Alright.
that's not as good. That's not as good, and I want to save my last edge.
Okay. Unfortunately, you miss.
Shit.
It
That's
also
me.
glitched.
Oh, you did. Not a critical glitch, though. So you go to take the shot, but your weapon jams. Instead.
The rat glitched.
Oh, Can you glitch on a dodge?
Yeah.
Fair enough. It goes and it attempts to move to the side, but trips over its own feet and gets rolled around in
Oh, it doesn't land on
gasoline.
the knife.
No, it rolls around in
Oh.
gasoline, though. So your next shot will also set it on fire.
All it has to do is touch the blade.
Yeah, and then it'll probably detonate because it's covered in gasoline now. Of course, there's a huge puddle of gasoline under your feet, too, so... Yeah. Alright, Woodwind, it is now your turn.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No.
Oh, right. We're re-rolling initiative, aren't we?
Yep.
Okay. Let's do it.
Huh.
Nice.
Oh. You put the names in instead of giving the tokens. So now there's an extra me in initiative.
Oh. Right.
And that's some disgusting initiative.
Not anymore.
Ah, shit.
We're really a super combat effective party.
Yeah.
Lilith
Yeah.
is supposed to be a support role.
Yeah, so is Lilith.
Iora's Decimate.
Yeah. I admit I didn't think this one through all that well. Damn it. I really tried, though. Come on. We're not even a quarter of the way done, either. There's like 4 more encounters.
I'm gonna
That's
be
not
right back
20 minutes
after I
walk.
get some water.
I mean, in like, this has only been like 6 seconds.
Yeah. So if we've got 20 minutes of this going ahead of us,
I'm going to clear out some of the encounters. Yeah, one of the things I'm going to tell you this now because I was originally planning on a tank, was one of the things that these devil rats were going to be able to do is summon more devil rats.
Oh, God.
They could actually summon swarms of plague rats.
if this were not a 20-minute walk, I would be able to turn myself into a raging super god.
Raging. I like that. Raging super god.
That's what Woodbend is built for. Fast and efficient.
Right. That's Sage. Alright, so. Woodwind, you have more edge than the rat.
Hooray!
I've decided. It's like, this is just something I've decided. It's not really a thing we're rolling on. The rat has 0 initiative, or 0 edge. I think it'd have more than, but whatever. Same thing with Lilith. Lilith has more edge there. Boom. Alright. So, Sage is at the top, and she's just going to spray at this guy again because I want to kill some of these. 4 successes.
She's the competent one.
Not that competent.
Not as competent as the rat.
It's a pretty slick rat. That is 60% roll success rate. That is abnormal.
Does physical limit apply?
Yeah, but it's got really high agility, so. Actually, what is its physical limit? That's a good question.
Physical limit does not apply.
Yeah. That's okay. For Plague Devil Rat, it's... Oh, that's a shame. Oh, well. It misses. Damn it, Sage, you were supposed to be competent. Alright, the rat is going to try and take a chunkling out of Woodwind. Because it hates you.
Yeah, this is why Lilith is such a goth. Like, all the time, her parents sighed deeply and shook their heads while talking about her future.
And it fails horribly. Well, it's a good thing I put this out as a tester, because I'm afraid you'd be ripped apart by what's coming up. Alright, Lilith, your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the whip thing again and hope I do better with 10 dice. Oh no, I'm at 9 dice now, aren't I? Because of the stun.
Ooh. Alright, that rat definitely does not dodge. So what am I surviving with my 2 dice?
12p.
I'm not even going to bother rolling that. You slice the rat in 2.
Yeah, it's hard to hit with, but when you do, it works.
Also,
Yeah, it's
don't
a-
glitch.
Yep. So
That's why I have wireless enabled on it.
boom. And congratulations, you just got the rat that was coming after you. So, Woodwind, your turn.
I'm gonna do the thing that I did last time, but maybe succeed this time. Also have one less die because Chummer wasn't correctly counting wound penalties.
That's not good. Was that a knife?
Yep.
Yeah.
So now there are 2 knives on the ground. Don't touch the blades.
They crackle slightly, like when they get close to each other, but they're both just laying on the ground off in the distance. Like, bzzz, like
No, they
communicating.
don't even do anything like that. Until something touches it, it's just a knife.
Oh, magic sucks.
Yeah.
Gatorade's better. Alright, so Mr. Misery Rat is going to flailingly attempt to take a bite out of you. Take a bite out of...
Why do the
Bite
rats
out of-
hate me?
Bite out of Sophie this time. Diora.
No. Stop it.
Nope. Dodge 3.
Knock it off.
So is that the wounded one then?
Yeah, that's the fucked up one.
Whew.
Yep. The teeth clatter together listlessly and in rage. Alright, Eora.
It would be nice if you moved through the turn order.
If I what?
If you moved through the turn order, so it'd be
Oh,
a bit
right, with
easier
the
to
wound.
follow.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Alright, I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying.
I'll shoot a bitch. I shot that bitch.
Alright. And since they're fucked up, they have less dodge. Still miss. These are some really competent rats.
But they also can't do anything.
Yeah. Alright, Sage is gonna spray down the fucked up one.
They can hit and they can dodge, but they can't deal damage.
Ratty dies.
Is she remembering to actually spray instead of single shot?
No, she's single shotting.
Well, there's a
That's
problem.
why she's missing.
Yeah. Still, managed to kill rat number 2. And so there's so then there was 1. Boom. And or rat number 3, sorry. Rat number 2 is alive and is going to take a bite out of Sage because she just killed his friend. If they were, capable of having friends instead of being vermin. 2 successes. Dodges fantastically. Does not take damage. And now it's Lilith's turn again.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna try to cut that other rat.
Give us a swing. Alright, and this one is not fucked up. Yeah, chop it clean in 2. It's toast. Is that another 12d6 or something like that?
Well, it's not 12d6, it's just 12. But
Oh.
yeah.
Or 12. Yeah, the rat gets chopped in 2. And all 3 are dead. Excellent work.
Did I mention also has an armor piercing, I think -8?
They're not wearing armor. They're rats.
Alright, nobody move. I need to find my knives. Don't touch
Yep.
them.
Since Sage can see where the knives are, Lilith, you took how much stun damage?
3.
She's gonna smack you with a rating 6 slap patch. So you can ignore your wound penalty.
I was gonna do that, but that's great. Thank you.
She has them. She has many of them. Let her use them on you. It's a service for free.
So after I recover my knives, I'm going to go into my duffel bag, and I'm going to throw some potions on my arm.
Do you need healing?
No.
Okay. Do you continue forward?
First, I'm going to throw Magic Fingers, increase reflexes, and armor onto me.
Nice.
And I'm going to try to run through here in 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah. Good luck.
Alright, here is armor. I gain 4 armor.
Can you sustain those spells?
They sustain themselves for potency minutes.
Ah.
Increase reflexes. 6 successes. And magic fingers. Use the potency 3. 8 strength, 8 agility.
Nice. All right. Do you continue forward?
We might as well. Can only get worse from here.
All right. Who's first?
I'll be first.
Awesome. So as you continue down the hallway, give me a perception.
Hold
And
on,
give yourself +2 because you know what to look for now. One
I'm
success.
still working on all the improvements.
Okay, we'll wait.
Okay. I'll let you reroll that one. That's horrible. And I feel bad about doing this to you. Well, kind of bad.
Yeah, my one combat focus runner is not around.
I feel a little bad, yes. A1.
Okay, now I'm able to do things.
Nice.
Perception.
All right. Much better perception. As you look down the hallway, you notice a swell of mana similar to one that you have seen before. There is another maggot mine up ahead.
So now that we're able to see those, there's not actually anything I can do about that.
Does anyone have common sense?
We could poke them with a stick. Just a thought.
That's assuming that it can't tell if something isn't alive.
Oh, we could get like a stick with a snake on it.
I'm gonna throw one of the dead devil rats at it.
Okay.
I doubt that will do anything since they're not alive.
Well, they've got to have live stuff still in them, like bacteria.
But that wouldn't show up.
I figured this is a softball toss, so yeah. You hit it and the mine detonates.
So it does, in fact, not care if it's alive.
If you want to give me a magical theory, I can tell you why that is. You know absolutely why that is, and that is because this particular spell seems to be set up on a proximity trigger, and not on a living things trigger.
So if anything enters its proximity,
Anything within a certain size range, like dog size and up. Does that make sense?
okay. So just carry one of these corpses with us. I'm going to be taking the lead from here on.
Okay. No, this. Oh.
And I have a combat knife in my magic hand.
Okay. If you guys want to move forward into the next room up here.
Don't go in the walls.
Okay. Still with us, Yora?
What was that?
Still with us?
Yeah.
All right. Give me a matrix perception.
Three.
All right. You notice that there are 2 cameras down this hallway, and you can access both of them.
Okay.
Give me 2 puppeteers. All right. This is what you see.
Hey, that's still good.
That looks like fun.
Yeah, there's some bullshit up ahead.
Do you flash your flashlight down the hall?
This entire sewer is full of fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I do.
All right, and this is what you see. Boom! It's another devil rat.
I'm gonna stab it.
Since it hasn't noticed you yet. Actually, you know what? Give me a sneaking, Woodwind.
I am
presume
not
you're-
sneaking.
Oh, you're not?
No, I am running down here.
Eh.
I've got 2 minutes.
Since I'm presuming you attack it as soon as you see it. Yeah. Is that what happens?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, give me an attack. I want to see if you snipe this thing.
Here, Woodward.
Well, I need to figure out. I think that's +2. Yeah. Long range melee.
Yep. I'm just gonna roll it a composure test to see if it even notices that coming. Give it a zip. Composure is charisma plus willpower, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot more charisma than I thought I gave those. Whatever.
Why does
What?
a rat have charisma?
Because it controls other rats. It's the Pied Piper of rats.
Ah. Why
It is
rolling
not,
composure?
because I wanted to see if it was surprised enough to dodge.
That's reaction intuition.
Oh, that is? Well, yeah, but its reaction and intuition is 10. I've tried to do you a favor, so that didn't work. It dodges. You know what? No. Give me an edge roll.
Okay. There's an edge roll.
You know what? Since there's a shit ton of those in there, yeah, you actually hit something. You actually hit a rat.
But not the one I was aiming for.
Doesn't matter. You light the whole group up because they're all standing in the middle of a wet sewer. Also, this is what
I
you were
light them
running
up
in.
with a combat knife?
Is it electrified?
No,
Oh.
it's a combat knife.
Why do you make things? Yes. Okay, fine. You know what? You activate the surprise, so none of you are stunned. There we go. 2 rat swarms, along with the baby devil rat.
Huh.
And they all charge you, because now they hate you. I mean,
Alright.
you hit one. There you go. So, roll initiative again. That is really good initiative.
Increase reflexes is a good spell. Oh, that's also -1. For as much as that matters.
Hey.
Why do I have my fingers on those buttons? I really wish I had.
So Lilith and I are tied.
Yep. All right. Here's the devil rat. And then these are the 2 rat swarms.
They're the rats.
Yeah, fortunately they're not good for very much. I do find it ironic that it's 14, 15, and 16. This entertains me. There we go. And Sage is here. All right, Lilith, what's your first move? Did you? Still there? Gia.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's really hot here.
You're at the top of the initiative order.
I'm gonna whip a thing.
Rat Swarm 1, Rat Swarm 2, or Devil Rats. or devil rat?
I'm gonna go after the rat swarm one.
Alrighty. Boom! That is surprisingly impressive. And the rat swarm fails. So, that is what, 8d6?
No, it's not D6. It is
Or, I'm sorry, I keep
12p.
saying d6. I keep saying d6 because I keep thinking in dice.
It's 12p. And if they had any armor, it's -8.
Nope, you pretty effectively slice that rat swarm to pieces. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever seen Kill la Kill? You basically do that. You just go whip ape shit.
Yeah.
You murder the hell out of that rat swarm.
That's the idea.
Like, as it's charging up, you just mince them. They're dead.
Mm-hmm.
They're toast. Boom.
Yeah,
Reminder
it
that
smells like
I'm between you and them.
rat.
Be careful with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll be careful.
Indeed. All right. Your turn now, Woodwind.
All right. I'm going to do the same thing again, but this time remember all the penalties. Because it turns out Chummer is useless for this character.
All right. And then, which one are you attacking? The devil rats or the swarm?
The Devil Rat.
All right. You miss horribly.
Actually,
It just-
check something.
Yeah, these feel like really low numbers. Like, your character didn't put anything into throwing weapons?
He's not throwing it.
Oh, he's stabbing at it?
Yeah, with his magic hand.
What's the force of the magic hand?
The force is 18. Its strength and agility are 8 each.
Are 8 each?
Yes.
Do you have
So
any
here's
skill
a
in
question.
unarmed? Okay.
If I were to move up here and attack it from behind with the magic hand, which would be where the magic hand would be since it ran up, would I get the +1 for friends in melee?
I'll give it to you.
Not that it matters there.
With the magic hand, when you roll to stab with it, it doesn't have an unarmed combat skill, does it?
It's not. It's not a separate entity. It's me attacking with it through my magic hand. Magic Fingers is kind of broken.
Hmm.
I just have an arm that can be anywhere within my line of sight and is stronger and faster than my normal arm.
But you yourself have no no melee skills, like blades or anything like
No, I
that.
have blades. I've got
What's
two
your
dice in
blade
it,
skill?
with a specialty in knives.
All right. So, and you said your agility is 8.
Yeah. So it's
Add your
12
knife.
minus
Add
2
your blades
for
and specialization.
distraction, and minus 1 for wound.
You're not wounded.
Yeah, I am.
If you're wounded, Sage would heal you.
I saw that rating 6 patch, and I don't want that until I get actually 6 hits.
Fair enough. Fair enough, I suppose. Unfortunately, you do miss.
Yep.
All right. Sage is going to spray the devil rat down with her SMG. Using an automatic weapon this time. Or
What?
burst. Seven hits. See what devil rat does.
Now that
Devil
she's
Rat
actually
dies.
using the burst, she doesn't need to.
Well, the dice she rolls doesn't change with her firing mode. It just changes how much
Yeah, but
armor.
now that she's actually using the burst, she gets all of the successes.
No, you got all the successes before too. It's just you don't get the armor penetration bonus for
Like
doing.
she wasn't rolling as high before.
Either way, the devil rat gets chopped down. It doesn't have the body to survive that. It's 13 physical. I don't. She's going to say sorry for kill stealing. Not really sorry. So that would be devil rat as toast. She's done. And now the swarm can finally do a thing because it's full of hate and rage.
Oh boy.
Do you wonder what horrors I have prepared for these rat swarms?
Is it going to attack me?
Yes, actually. It is going to attack you.
Oh no. I'm gonna dodge it. If I dodge this, I will laugh.
No. Yeah. This is true. Unfortunately, it's a bunch of rats, so it does have a slight agility bonus.
It's fine, I'll dodge it. I got a hit.
No,
How does it only have 6 dice?
its agility is 6, but it's a plague. It's a swarm of rats. Normally, the agility is 1. There's just 6 rats there, so they're all jumping on you at the same time and attacking.
Alright, what am I resisting?
You are resisting. You're resisting 6. 6 physical.
No problem.
You resisted excellently. There's like 6 rats hanging off of like 3 rats on each arm, like wings, like those feather things. They're just hanging on, squealing angrily. Fun fact: they look diseased as fuck. There's patches of raw sinew and flesh and bone hanging off of them, and they all stink horribly.
Good thing they haven't dealt any damage.
Yeah, yeah, there's a good reason for that. Alrighty, Yara, hit me.
Alright. Fuck that in particular.
I got them all right where I want them. coating my body.
All right.
Fuck.
Yep. Doesn't go so well. And now it's Lilith's turn again.
Question: are you shooting me?
They're not actually on you, or else it would be a grazing hit.
Good. Don't shoot
I'm
me.
gonna step forward and whip them.
Whip them good.
That's pretty good whipping.
It's almost as if it's a skill she possesses. And they are fried. They're toasted. You mince the last group. With great agility, you basically dance around Woodwind, sweeping your whip across the ground and shredding them.
I'm really gonna need to clean this whip when I'm done.
Yeah.
It's covered in rat.
Remind me to never get on your bad side.
The path is now clear. Do you go forward?
Oh yeah.
All right, and this is what you see when you approach. Brrrr. Oop. There we go. And
So there's a ton of those traps over there.
when you actually look in that direction, you notice that the whole wall is just filled with pulsing maggots, literally up to the ceiling, from floor to ceiling.
Got any more of those Molotovs?
Yes, she does, and she will actually attempt that. She will throw the Molotov into the
I'm
or
getting
Sage will.
behind her.
Yeah, Sage will throw the Molotov into the group of them. It will hit and burn, and you'll hear like popping and squealing. But strangely enough, the flames burn out, and more maggots replace the wall of maggot.
Huh. Is there anything horrible crawling out of this pile of flesh behind me?
No.
Good.
You notice that. Are you still with us, Sophie? You're so quiet.
Yeah, I am.
As the group moves forward, you notice that there are there's an additional there's a heavy barred door and an additional offshoot to the side. To the side. Do you want to use your matrix perception?
Sure. God, I fucking hate Discord. It keeps like the notifications keep like covering up the box, the Roll20 box. Alright, 8 successes.
At 8 successes, you notice that there is another camera farther down the hall.
Okay.
You also notice that the heavy bulwark door in front of you does have a keypad, but it's not active.
Yeah, I'll fuck up that camera though.
All right, give me a roll for puppeteer.
I got 3.
All right, and this is what you see. Boom. Actually, that's the wrong. I got the wrong thing open. There we go. That's better. That is what you see.
I don't see any. Oh, there.
Yep. More devil rats. Behind the wall of maggots, weirdly enough.
I can't actually see anything.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Are the maggots just coating like the walls, ceiling, and floor?
It's like a solid wall of maggots.
Solid wall. Okay.
Yeah. There's an absurd number of maggots.
So no just levitating through it.
Yeah, unfortunately not. You do notice in the opposite hallway, there's a pile of gore. There are 4 bodies, or what's left of them, laying in a pile off to the side. They have been gnawed on and ripped apart, One's had his chest just completely caved open. Like you can see the organs on the inside full of pustuling horror.
We can get that on the way back. I have 2 minutes.
If Sophie uses her matrix perception, she'll notice that there's still like cred sticks and other devices in there, in that pile of gore, almost as if whatever had torn them apart hadn't really given a shit about their equipment. There's, unfortunately, from what you can tell, that is the only way forward.
So there's a dumpster over here that I can see.
Yes.
I'm gonna magic hand the devil rat over here, pull it over and toss it over by that dumpster, since that seems to be where all the traps like to hang out.
So, like right there.
Like over here.
The devil rat slams into the dumpster, kind of rolls over and flops off into the darkness. You don't hear any kind of indication that anything went off.
Okay.
Eora, give me a matrix search.
Ka-chow.
If you look on the matrix, and I presume you search for a way to try and open this door or get forward or something,
Mhm.
you notice that there is a flickering of a matrix device right here that looks like some kind of system override panel. Unfortunately,
That wouldn't be a
it is
matrix
not wireless.
search.
Search for device. It's actually something I should have mentioned with the matrix perception, but either way, it'll
Yeah,
be...
that's a matrix perception thing.
Yeah.
Matrix search is Google.
Yeah. Right, okay. Fair enough. Well, either way, with the matrix, it's like, as you can tell, I'm kind of new to this thing. It's almost as if I'm not quite 100% sure what I'm doing. But you do notice that there is a device over there. However, it is not wireless. It is just active. You have to directly connect.
Alright. Hey, Lilith, Woodwind, would you mind going into that dark corner over there and making sure it's safe?
I'm going to switch my magic hand from the combat knife to my survival knife, have it float over there and turn on the micro lighter of the survival knife.
What does that do exactly?
It's a lighter. It emits a small flame.
When you do, you notice that this entire area, from wall to ceiling, is covered in vermin. Little rats, roaches, disgusting little things crawling over every surface. The devil rat carcass that you tossed over there has been reduced to skeleton. It has just been completely ripped apart.
Uh-huh. So that thing needs a wired connection to something, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to have my magic hand attach the survival knife's comm link to it. So there's now a wireless access point.
As you attempt to do this, the roaches around it surge and push the knife away.
Huh.
That's new.
Would you like to try again?
I'm going to pick up the knife. You got another Molotov? How many of those
Yep.
do you have?
Whole lot. She opens up her bag and there's like 20 of them in there.
Alright, I'm going to pick up one of them with the magic hand and throw it in there.
When it goes off, you hear the most horrific squealing sound. Just a sound of undulating, absolute rage. And it goes, "Ugh!" And as it does this, you notice all of the red, like as the roaches burn, they explode outward into like a fountain of horror.
Uh-huh.
I love that term. Fountain of horror. That's a good term. I like that term. I'm going to keep using it. And what appears is everybody's favorite. It is some kind of nightmarish beast elemental
Okay, nice.
that explodes out of the darkness and surges forward. When you look at it, it is made up almost entirely of insects. Its entire body is just thousands upon thousands of insects stacked upon each other, with rats and other horrors just kind of crawling and floating about it. Its body is literally made of vermin. It stands tall at about 7.5 feet, and its fingers end in razor-sharp insect talons. And it is exceptionally pissed because you threw a firebomb at it.
Are we dealing with a toxic shaman and an insect spirit?
Give me a magical theory. You know that if it was an insect spirit, it would be a single entity, not an entity made up of thousands of smaller entities.
Yeah,
So
but
this would actually be this is actually
very
a
insect themed.
yeah, it's this creature is an abomination spirit of beast. Also known as a toxic spirit of beast. And it really, really wants to kill you.
Fortunately, I have a pocket full of 2 knives with this thing's name on it.
Indeed. Let's see how effective that is.
Initiative?
So, it's initiative time.
Woo!
As a fun note, speaking of Gia mentioning
Oh, the -1 from my wound.
oh, interestingly enough, I actually have this one saved as the Vermintide spirit.
I actually accounted for the -1 this time. Taking
I hate
advantage
this
of
literal
my
tide of
reaction.
vermin.
Didn't roll that well either. All right. And should do Sage too, shouldn't I? All right. So, Rat Swarm 2 is gone, and we're going to have Spirit of 21. And Lilith is 20. Very nice. Boom. That's still really good, though. Woodwind has the initiative.
Okay, so Magic Hand is gonna grab one of the Force 18 knives out of my pocket
Mm-hmm.
and then mash it inside of this thing's face.
Alrighty. Give me your melee. Did I give this one natural armor? No. No, I did not. It is going to attempt to dodge.
It could never.
It absolutely did.
What?
It's going to surge forward. And it's looking at you, Sunshine.
I just thought of the stupidest oversight of the system.
What?
If I'm attacking with melee with my Magic Hand, is my reach line of sight?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So, this
Technically,
thing...
that would give me, like, infinite dice for attacking.
Oh. Well,
That's stupid.
yeah, I don't know how that would work. Okay, so this thing really hates... So what it is going to do, it is going to engulf you. It's actually going to try to subsume you into its body.
Oh, that's nice. So it is touching me.
Yep.
Like,
All the
literally
knives are
ramming my
going
knife
off.
into it.
Huh?
Like, I am keeping my magic hand, like, physically punching this thing as much as I'm able to. If it's gonna just stop and hit me, fine.
Well, first you've got to avoid the engulf. Which I actually have a note about this. Because I've never used engulf before, so give me a moment, okay?
Just don't know yet.
Oh, here's a
You love
dodge.
me and I love you the same. What happened very well. Everything.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I'm rolling for engulf. Isn't it magic times 2 or something like that? Or force
Probably.
times 2? Yeah, because it's a spirit. So it's
That's
force and
pretty
magic
much
are
the
the same.
go-to roll for everything.
Yeah. What is that?
What is what?
Somebody's
That's
making
snapping.
sounds of, like, scissors snapping next to their
Oh,
microphone.
sorry. I'm just like fidgeting with the lighter.
Oh. So it engulfs you.
Mm-hmm.
You resist with body plus armor, and you are resisting 10 physical armor piercing minus 5.
Alright. So I take 5.
You're also being engulfed by the spirit, which means you actually lose line of sight to your magic hand. You're completely consumed by the spirit. It pins you to the ground. Or it doesn't pin you, but you are absorbed into its body, and you feel 1,000 little insects chewing on your skin and flesh all around you. It roars with glee as it feels you on the inside of its body, because it wants you in it. It wants you in it bad.
Could I, as an interrupt, just take the other knife out of my pocket?
Unfortunately not. In order to be able to move or escape, you need to, on your next turn, roll a strength plus body against the spirit's magic plus body and win.
Okay.
So you're completely paralyzed now and inside the spirit.
Somebody pick up the knife.
The Vermintide spirit goes forward. And now it is now Lilith's turn.
Phew!
Oh no, I've engulfed the spirit.
Yes, that's exactly how that works. And now the spirit's engulfed you. Whee!
I can still see my name.
Yep. That's how I know it's in you, or you're in it. It's all very sexual. All right.
Speaking of, hey Lilith.
Indeed, it is now Aegea's turn. What do you do, Aegea?
She might still be getting more water.
Hmm. Yeah. So, how are you enjoying the adventure so far?
I'm covered in insects.
Well, yes, but that was always going to happen. I mean, are you guys having fun?
Yeah.
It's a good kind of covered in insects.
Excellent. I need to work on my method acting, though, I think. Like, I had an idea with a stuttery guy, but he didn't work out.
What up? We all dead?
Nope, it's your turn. On the plus side, Woodwind's been subsumed by insects.
I'm fine though.
Yeah, I'm
My
gonna
magic
try
focus on
to
the
shave
ground.
off some of those insects.
To clarify, if you are trying not to hit Woodwind through the through the abomination elemental, you are actually going to have to make a called shot for that.
Also, if you know the first thing about magic, you know that's not going to do anything.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna do. I don't have. Well, actually, no, I might have something here.
Magic knife on the ground.
Yeah, I'll actually allow that one through because you weren't here, but I presume he had enough time as he was being engulfed to scream, "Grab the knife! Stab the spirit!"
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the knife and. Oh God, I don't
He
have.
has stated explicitly multiple times that it has like he's put lightning bolts on all of his knives.
Yeah. Which is why I assumed you had lightning on the knife when you threw it.
I don't have.
It. He's like the hand was still holding it.
I'm actually gonna cast force. 7 mana bolt.
Oh, nice. And it resists with its force, right? Or its spirit force, that'd be 5.
It resists
Because of
as
what?
normal.
For the mana bolt? I thought that was a direct spell.
Yeah, and it resists that as anything else would.
With willpower, which is force.
Depending on the spirit. All of their stats are usually about force.
Yeah. You have 2 successes. How much stun damage is it taking?
This is actually a P.
Oh, it's a physical spell. Ah. I see.
Yeah, its damage value at 4/7
Yeah.
is
Well, it's a direct.
4. Yeah, it's a direct.
And then you
Direct
had...
spells just deal the net hits.
Oh, they just deal the net hits?
So that would be 3 damage. On the plus side, it's not happy. It wants to eat you now, but it can't.
Wait, that was wrong. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so I take 1 drain.
All right, you've managed to fill its first of 8 condition boxes. Great. Or first of its 8 rows of condition boxes. Woo! All right.
I don't like the sewer anymore.
All right, it is now Sage's turn. And Sage is going to go and pick up the knife. But because I don't believe in just giving things to people, she's going to have to roll a palming for that.
If the spirit wants to let me go in order to go after her, I'm fine with that.
All right. And she fails. She flubs it. Well, I thresholded that at 2 specifically so she could get you out of there, but that doesn't work.
As long as you don't glitch and touch the blade.
Yeah. And,
So I can tell you right now, if you touch that blade, you are dead.
yeah, unfortunately, that was all of Sage's action, so. Because everything else is a complex or shooting a gun, which she does no effective damage. Yora, what do you do?
Alright. I woefully attempt to shoot the creature. There's nothing down here to hack. 3 successes.
But it's not a glitch.
No,
Oh,
that's only 3.
shit. Alright. I hate to have to do this, but it makes too much sense because you can't, like, because it's a spirit, it's immune to physical damage. Or to normal weapon damage, like bullets. Alright, Woodwind, roll your edge +3 because you're being engulfed by a spirit.
Nope.
Shit. Okay, how much damage would that be? Alright, shit, I hate to have to do this, but it makes sense in my mind. Woodwind, roll your soak for 9 damage, physical.
Ouch.
You
That's
take 4
4.
physical.
Automatically physical.
Yeah, that's automatically physical.
Okay. Still not unconscious.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It just makes too much sense. Alright.
I'm at
You're up.
-4 to anything.
Yep. You're up, Woodwind.
Who is?
It's Woodwind's turn now.
Have fun, dude.
I think, like, with the logistics of what was going on, I would currently be holding the survival knife. That or it's on the floor somewhere.
It's on the floor somewhere. Actually, no. You would have it on you, but you're not holding it.
Like, whenever I'm switching off any of the stuff, like, I would just be giving it to my normal hand.
Oh, okay. If that's the case, then
Yeah, so I would have given myself the survival knife, taken the Molotov, thrown it, and then all this happened.
yeah. Are you going to attempt to escape the engulf?
I'm not going to bother, because it's not going to work. Free action. Knife! Stab it! With the knife! And I'm going to turn on the lighter and pretend that that's going to do something.
You know what? Describe this to me. Like exactly what you see in your mind's eye happening here.
So I am covered in insects. I'm not quite dying yet, but I'm on the path there. My teammates have not yet touched this thing with a knife. I don't really have anything more to lose at this point, so I'm just turning on a small fire right next to me while I'm covered in insects.
Alright. And will
If
that
it
be your
works,
whole...
it will probably do nothing except for kill me, and if it doesn't work, it will not do anything.
Alright, I'm gonna roleplay this one out because I don't see how I can't not kill you.
It's fine, I have a lot of armor.
No, I'm gonna make you burn a point of edge if you want to keep your character alive. As you do this, Sage is going to pull 2 Molotov cocktails out of her bag, and instead of throwing them, she's going to upend them over the spirit, which will catch it ablaze because of your lighter. I'm
I don't
hate
think
to
that's
do.
how Molotovs work. I'm pretty sure
It's
they're
a
supposed to just light on fire regardless.
It's a rag stuffed into the top of a bottle filled with gasoline. You can pull the rag out. But we're going to roleplay this one out because I'm afraid that you're going to die if you don't. Yeah, because the next one you have to resist the full 10 plus 5 again. And you're going to
How much
die.
damage is a Molotov?
Yeah. Basically, it's going to explode into fire. And in order to save your character, burn a point of edge as you fall out, you
I
roll
think
out.
I could resist that. It's technically possible.
Do it then. Do it, fucker. I'm sorry, I did not mean for that to come off as aggressive.
Chug.
I just need to resist 2 successive Molotovs and the spirit killing me.
I'm combining their power.
Alright. Is
So it's
that
going to be
less than or equal
18p.
to 19?
It's going to be 18p.
Okay.
It's
And it's gonna be
technically possible.
Yeah, that's
And
still
it's
possible.
18p fire damage. So you take additional damage from the fire.
If it lights
But that's
me
a
on
separate
fire.
roll.
And its armor piercing would be -6.
Alright, so I've got 13. Let me see if this is possible for me to not die. You said it was 18?
It was 18 armor piercing -6.
Okay. So if I get all successes, I am exactly dead. So just barely have to burn an edge.
Would it be dead or in overflow boxes?
Just barely exactly dead.
All right, yeah. Yeah, god damn it. I'm sorry I have to do
Assuming
this.
full successes.
But okay. The spirit bursts into flame with an agonizing cry of just like a howling pain of death and destruction. It explodes. It explodes into little bit bobs of burning insect that flutter about like incendiary ashes. Woodwind rolls out on fire, but not completely on fire, as he rolls out and slams into a puddle of water below, the water putting out the flames, leaving him just slightly singed and instead of emoliated. The spirit, on the other hand, flails in agony and charges forward into the wall of maggots, setting it ablaze as well as the spirit dies horribly. But entertainingly, because it's a bastard. And now it is dead. And Woodwind lived. Just barely.
I'm alive.
How many boxes of stun do you have?
Stun?
Yes.
I've got 8 not used currently.
And how many boxes of physical do you have?
4 for not being dead.
Okay. So how many boxes total do you have? 8?
So that's 12 total boxes.
Okay, Sage is going to cast a Forced 1 healing spell on you. And she's going to
Don't
use
you
10 drams.
dare.
You're about to die.
I
I
have
don't-
healing on me. I have better healing.
Would you like a slap patch?
I mean, doesn't she have any medical ability?
She has a lot of medical ability.
So she should know the first thing about healing, which is always do the physical healing first.
You mean the mat? Yeah, the physical healing? Yeah.
Because once you do magical healing, you can't do physical healing.
Yeah, but a slap patch isn't physical, it's stun.
Yeah, like, does she have any healing ability? Does she know first aid?
Yeah, she does. And
So
medicine.
why isn't she doing that?
Because I don't know how first aid works. She's good at this. I'm not. Okay.
It's first aid plus rating of the med kit -2 because I'm awakened, minus some amount because we're in terrible conditions.
Yep. By the way, do you need to be stabilized first or no? Are you in your overflow?
I don't. Well, I am in overflow, like by definition, because I burned edge.
Yeah. All right,
Like,
so
she
this
can
is
just
stages.
heal me.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
terrible
really bad.
conditions would be -4.
Yep. And that is where we are now.
Well, terrible conditions is like if I am currently on fire.
Or you're covered in sewage, which is
Well,
what
swamp
you are.
is -3. So
Yeah.
in the sewer would be equivalent to being in a swamp.
Yeah, she's going to
So it's a -5 total.
yeah, she's gonna use a point of edge
Well,
to
-5 plus medkit rating.
get some more. So yep. You heal 4 points from first aid after edging.
Only heal 2. It's number of hits after 2.
Oh, well, you heal 2 then.
And
Despite
that's
the very
still in overflow.
So you need to be stabilized first. If you're in overflow, she's going to pull out a Vaso injector and shoot you up with crash, which will instantly stabilize you.
Okay.
So you heal 2 on top of that.
Oh, nice.
Then
So
would you
that
like
would
her
wake me
to?
up.
Yeah, she has a fuck ton of drams of healing reagents on you. So would you like her to heal you?
No, I got that covered. I'm gonna pull
Alright.
a healing potion out of my backpack, duffel bag. Just chug it.
How much do you heal?
Don't know yet.
Oh.
Definitely using the potency 5-1.
Yep. While you're rolling that, do you want a direct link to the device?
Yeah.
All right, give me a puppeteer.
Alright, I'm healing for 53 seconds from now.
Ciao.
Correctly. Was a 54.
You succeed. All right, while Sage is trying, you heal to full. You're not going to be going to combat before. While you are healing, your accesses the device in the corner, finding out that it is an emergency fumigation and pump system designed to go and pump out copious amounts of water. Fortunately, it works the same thing. It works the same way with copious amounts of maggots, as they are sucked into the system and destroyed.
Nice.
We're over time, aren't we?
A little bit, yep.
Open sesame?
Yep, the pathway is now clear. I don't know, how long do you guys want to run this forward?
I'm fine with. It's from what it seems like.
This seems like a
It
good
sounds
place to
like
end.
it sounds like we'll have enough content for another session.
Yep,
Yeah.
this is what you see, by the way, ahead of you.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be less miserably warm next time.
Indeed.
There's a lot
I
of
mean-
space on this map.
Yeah, I actually have this whole sewer system completed out. There's actually like 6 more parts to it that you don't see. That way I can turn the map to the left and be able to go and use everything in there. And you'll never know it's the same map. But yes, we will end here.
I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah. Twas fun.
Died.
You almost died.
Yeah. I mean, do you want me to leave all the corpses on here so you can tally them up for later?
Yeah.
Okay. Before you go, do you guys want to go and fish out everything that's in the gore pile?
Yeah, we could probably do that while I'm waiting 54 seconds for my healing to go off.
Yep. So yes, if you fish around in the gore pile, give each of yourselves a 2 stun grenades, 3,000 Nuyen, and you collect the item from that one lady's son, which is it's an engraved like silver crucifix. With the son's name engraved on it, and I don't remember what I called him. But his
I was
name
really
is-
hoping we'd find a flamethrower in there.
Do any of you know how to use a flamethrower?
I mean,
No,
no,
But we could like
but-
set it at the end of the walkway and then throw knives at it.
Or
Yeah.
just magic hand.
Yeah.
Still got another
that-
potion of that.
So here's an interesting and fun fact. If it was just the 2 of you, I had another NPC prepared up here. This guy, who actually is specifically a purpose-built tank with a medium machine gun.
It's still not a flamethrower.
He has he has like 12 dice in throwing, so he would have had the Molotov flamethrower grenades.
Well,
Unfortunately.
we do have a strategy now where we can magic hand Molotovs and just
Yeah.
drop them from safety.
That is an option. Yeah, would you guys like to know exactly what that's like? I had been gearing up for like mid-range characters for that one, for the Vermintide spirit.
There's not
Every
really
other-
any room for mid-range.
Well, because you guys had Venom and okay, I'm gonna if I'm
Well,
gonna be
you knew
completely
Venom
honest with
wasn't
you,
going to be here.
I don't. Well, no, I didn't really know that.
Well,
'Cause I have
we're
a
doing
bad
this
memory.
run because the person who plays Venom isn't here.
But you know what I mean, though, right?
All right, that's him.
Yeah. But no, the thing of it was I wasn't quite sure what level characters I was going to see, so I kind of built everything to be a little bit on the tougher side, which turned out to be a mistake.
Well, we'll figure it out. I'm gonna go lay down somewhere dark and cooler.
All right.
Talk to y'all later.
Yeah.
Night.
Later.
Night.
The last thing
Yeah,
that
the-
Woodwind is going to do during these 54 seconds, he's going to just kind of put a hand on Sage's shoulder. If you ever come to my shop, you're paying extra.
Sage will roll her eyes and pat you on the head like you're a particularly adorable child. And it's like I don't buy generic.
Oof.
I
But yeah,
almost
if you're
want to make a composure roll to leave now. I don't
But,
care about your earnest requests.
if you're curious about what that Vermintide spirit actually had to work with, I originally rolled it at 4/7. It had animal controlled toxic critters where it could summon a devil rat every combat turn.
Well, that wouldn't have really mattered.
The devil rats were jacked up too.
Yeah, but it would be
Um,
one devil rat.
Yeah, but the devil rats could then summon rat swarms every 2 turns, including the turn it was summoned
No,
on.
well, it just kills them.
But
Apparently.
the other thing was it had movement, mutagen, noxious breath, pestilence, and a claw weapon that when it hit you, I would make you roll a composure test, and if you failed, you'd have to go and you take -5 initiative.
I mean, my daggers do that just on their own.
Yeah,
Because electricity is broken.
yeah. Well, like I said, I mean, it was a little bit above what I was expecting to see today. Just a
Nothing
bit.
touched any of my knives.
Yeah, I'm like, if I don't want to be that guy, but I like your character sounds really like they sound very solid, except when they have to do anything that requires doing anything.
He is a support character.
Yeah, like I
I mean,
admit,
just calling a character a support character doesn't.
well, I mean, like I think the big thing is like you were going to go and do the stabby magic hands thing, right? Which is, I mean, admittedly, that's a really good idea. But you only have like four dice and blades, and then like you're only getting like 12 out of that, right?
Yeah.
And that was before like stun modifiers and everything.
Yep. Which that is an acceptable amount.
Yeah. I don't know. It seemed really ineffective today. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it was just
Because the
bad roll.
rats had disgusting amounts of dodging ability, despite not having that much dice.
Yeah, that is true.
It's like they
I
had
was
like
amazed.
10 dice and they were averaging 6 successes.
Yeah, that was admittedly kind of funny in a bad way.
Like the enemies were pushovers, we just couldn't hit them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's part of the reason that I sent the 3 devil rats ahead, like in that first encounter, just to see how. Oh shit. Oh shit.
But you know what would
So
have
I.
been great? If I
Shit.
was just holding the other knife, that encounter would have gone much differently.
Yeah. This is true.
Just, oh, you're gonna engulf me? Go ahead, you're dead now.
Yeah. That would have worked.
For future reference, anything that touches one of those knives will have to resist without any attempt to dodge 18p at minus 18 AP plus 19 or 21 d6, like with successes for the net hits.
Huh.
So yeah, touch that knife, and you die.
I mean, to be fair, that sounds like a really good idea. But like that's okay. Correction, that sounds really effective if you can touch them with the knife.
Yeah. That's why you keep saying, like, he is a support character. He wants to put that enchantment on something someone else is using. Somebody who can actually hit things.
That's fair. That is a fair point. Yeah.
He'd probably be a lot more effective if he just gave, like, all of those potions he was using to, like, Lilith or something.
I don't know. My other question is, and this is kind of like, admittedly, I think this is a bit like when I do this, like set this thing up, I did set it up a little bit encounter heavy because you had what, 3 encounters, and then there's another 4 ahead of you. No, there's 3 more ahead of you. I don't feel bad about telling you this because I'm going to have to change some things. Because, and I have no shame in saying this, the spirit that I had set up is a Force 9 spirit, and it would eat you alive.
Unless we could touch it with a knife.
It has acid breath. I actually specifically gave it acid breath because of you. It's like, can't get close if you're melting. No, we're going to take the acid breath off. Acid breath can go away now.
Well, that wouldn't really matter if I just magic hand.
It could melt the knife.
Yeah, I guess. But can it melt the knife while it's flying?
Well, it's a conical cloud, so maybe.
Yeah, but it's an action. Unless it can do that as an interrupt.
Isn't there something along the lines of that being like? Isn't there like an interrupt like that? Like some kind of parry action or something that you can do?
Yeah, you can
But,
parry a melee attack.
I don't know. That seems. I wouldn't do it anyway. That seems particularly dickish. It's like
If
finally
I'm
my
using
knife
a
will kill
throwing
something.
knife, then
and
it's
then-
not a melee attack.
Well, my question is, would if it casted magic onto the knife, would it fuck the spell up?
That's a good question, actually. I don't know. I don't think you
Because
can, like, do anything with it. Like, what would it be casting?
like if the knife is flying through a magical effect, like a magic fireball or a magic acid cloud.
Like, if the knife takes any damage, then the spell is gone.
I feel like I'm thinking about this too hard.
Probably.
Yeah.
I feel like I should probably end the stream at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe a little.
See y'all next time.